Okay, get out of here, substitute. How's it going, everyone? I actually had my tea ready in time, don't worry, but I saw the substitute. It's like, you know what? I gotta make the joke. It's just too good. Too good. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and yeah, that's right. It's time for another one of these lovely weekly streams. I have my substitute just in case I need to run and get more tea. I brought 2 cups with me, so that's good. Super excited about it. I've been really enjoying green tea. I was out of green tea for a little while, and I've been trying to have a checklist of foods every day. And, well, you know, tea is a drink, but yeah, you know, I always have an apple, I have vegetables, and green tea. That's something that I have. And recently, like, either pistachios or almonds. So, yeah. But anyway, I brewed it up, ready to go. I got 2 cups with me. Yeah, and you know, the tea I made, I don't remember if it was last time or the time before, but I was really disappointed with it because it was all like, I was rushed, so I only could let it brew for 3 minutes instead of 5, and it made all the difference, so. Alright, so let's get right down to business, shall we? So, first order of business, this is a very comfortable hoodie. This is the one that Pokemon sent me for their P25 music. But, like, it was kind of a cold day. It's like, man, this is really comfy. Like, you know, even though they sent it to me for free, like, oh man, I can't sing enough praises about how comfy it is. And I know it's gonna warm up someday, right? So, probably won't be wearing this as much in the summer. But it's like, hey, yeah, you know, might as well pop this on. Always looks nice. Okay, so, yeah, let's get down to business. So, not much has really happened this week that I need to give an update on. One, let's jump to YouTube really fast because now it's up. One of the videos I wanted to make for, you know, the whole post-game of the Diamond Adventure was a remake of the Evolutions video. And I thought that was just kind of a neat idea, and a lot of you kind of liked it as well, so that was kind of cool. It was neat recreating the script and trying to match up the gameplay that I was doing. Like, it took so many takes to get things right. There were so many little details that it was really funny. Like, I don't even know how many times. I think it took me like 10, maybe more tries before I got the female Eevee. So, I mean, you know, you didn't see that because I cut it out. But yeah, and then another really difficult part was trying to have it set up so in the snowy area where I was running through the snow, which reminds me of where I live right now. I mean, it's not snowing anymore, but actually it snowed today and yesterday. I was like, what? Come on. But yeah, it was really wild because in that, I ran into like 2 encounters. I had my repel wear off just before I got to the icy rock. So I needed to recreate that. So thankfully, if I used a repel before I arrived in Snow Point, that seemed to carry me there, which was good. Like, that timing worked out fine. But then getting the 2 encounters back to back was actually really tough. So I had to like get into the first one. That worked out all right. But then I had to like run around there, and I had to get an encounter in the exact same spot. And then I had to run and hope I could. It turned out just fine. It was probably seamless. No one called me on it, but it was actually really difficult to do. But it was fun. I actually found some of my old audio files on the Evolutions video. Like, it's crazy. So I almost used those audio files instead of re-recording it because they're clean. It was like, oh wow, this actually doesn't sound that bad. And that was another thing too. I did change the microphone setting. It's the same microphone. I just applied some filters to the post-game adventure just to make it sound kind of retro. But I changed the filters up because I listened to the original video and it's like, huh, it's different. I remember my audio settings changed on Windows like way back when I was originally recording. It's like, man, I didn't know a lot back then. Now I know a bit more, but you know. So yeah, I'm glad I got that video done. Most of the videos coming up, they should be a lot easier. That was the last big one I had to do. I know that there was Cresselia. Just getting the April Fool's joke going in the first place was pretty rough. But now it should be smooth sailing. I still have some more I need to record, but I have everything up to Heatran recorded, so that'll last a while. Alright, so that's all I have for, like, video news. Let's move on to the next topic. So, as I mentioned last week, I was going to be seeing a friend this weekend, and it was definitely a little nerve-wracking because, you know, it's like the first time either of us have seen each other in person since, like, March. We did manage to see each other before the lockdown, or maybe it was technically, like, right after it started, but there weren't any cases in Wisconsin, so it was relatively safe, and, you know, but obviously it changed a lot since then. So, you know, we've still, like, gotten together remotely, but it's just really nice being able to actually have someone over, and that was cool. And, you know, he was fully vaccinated and immunized, too, which is good. So he got his vaccine a little earlier, and I've had one dose, so, I mean, we should be pretty good. But, yeah, it was really nice, and he's also super cautious, too. But, you know, it's just wild, because, you know, it's been such a long time, and, you know, we've all taken it seriously, but it's like, for a moment, it felt like things are going back to normal, which is really good. We need that right about now. But it's just good seeing him. And I did a lot of cleaning beforehand, too, which is, like, super boring to talk about, but I'm really proud of how my house turned out now. Like, my house has been a dump for the past several years. Like, I just never have time to clean up, and, you know, it's a mental state thing, you know? It feels like this, like, hurdle that I couldn't overcome, and it's like, you know, now it's actually pretty good. So yeah, I'm really surprised about that, but it's good. Like, it's a big improvement to my mental health having, you know, my house looking better. So I still have, like, a lot of yard work to do, and there's still some rooms I need to clean up, but it's at least a step in the right direction. And it was really nice, you know, having it be like a year since I've seen him, to have such drastic changes as far as how everything looks. It's like, oh, that's nice. It's nice. So yeah, that's the follow-up to that story. Yeah, this is good green tea. I don't know what it is about it. Like, I've had green tea before, but just, I don't know. Never really seen that flavorful. But this kind, it's like an organic kind. It's just the Bigelow green tea. It's not like, you know, some super expensive or anything. But it's fine. I love it. Like, for some reason, it just tastes really fresh. Like, it is organic, but it's not like some, like, you know, you gotta put it in the tea balls or whatever it is. I live in Wisconsin. I do live in Wisconsin. I'm a Wisconsinite. But yeah, anyway, it's really good. I've been hooked on it lately. Okay, so I guess we'll move right on to honestly, the last topic I can think of. Actually, we'll talk about the site really fast first. So, once again, I haven't gotten any work done on the site directly, but I am making progress towards getting to the point where I can, which is a good thing. But honestly, like, some more stuff has popped up with that. Some help actually reached out. I think this could be a big thing, a really good thing, getting some actual, like, I'll say, like, professional help, someone who knows way more about programming and computer science than I do, that has time they want to devote over the summer. So it's like, hey, this could work out really well. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be a good motivator for me. And, you know, like I've been saying, I've been buried in work for the past almost 2 months now, and it's been crazy. So, trying to get to the point where I can get back to working on the site, it's been tough, but I should be able to either this week or early next week, and that's really cool. Like, you know, I'm missing it so much, so I don't have much to report right now, but the good news is, like, all the other work I've been working on behind the scenes, like, I always try to keep a to-do list and, you know, a thing that keeps me going, and I love being able to check things off of that, which is really good. But you know, I've knocked out a lot of the things on that list, which is great. So Really looking forward to it. That's really what I want to be doing, you know? I really do. All right, so. Yeah, that's good. So, I guess we'll talk about one of the projects that I've been working on. It's kind of exciting, but also, yeah, music by Rainwave up there. Really loving this, by the way. I've loved having. What? Okay. Yeah, I guess they have some vocal tracks here. But yeah, I love having Overclock Remix playing. And rainwave.cc, it's just a website. You can go there and just listen to it. It's great. Like, it's a super nice way if you just want some good video game remixes. Like, they didn't pay me to say this or anything. I'm just saying, like, ever since the whole copyright issue with Undertale music a bit back, like, man, I don't trust video game music anymore. But they do at least, like, maintain it, make sure anything that's playing shouldn't get any copyright, either strikes or content ID, which is great. Like, I like that for these streams. I think that works out nice. We can still play Pokemon music from time to time, too. Like, that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, if it is, I'm done. Okay, so let's talk about the project. So I'm probably going to have more of like an official statement kind of thing going. Like, it just went live today. So it's kind of one of those things that it's crazy. But it's neat. And it's something, like I've been saying, it doesn't really affect YouTube, but it is kind of, you know, something that's eaten a lot of my time, but also a really good direction for me. I think it kind of captures a lot of my essence on YouTube anyway, and just kind of what I like to, well, what I originally wanted to focus on, you know? It's wild. So, yeah, let's go ahead and show it, I guess. So this is a site called Cadoodle TV. It's actually like a like an app like on Roku or Apple TV or your phones or stuff like that. And the wild thing is, this is not like hashtag sponsored, like it just went up, but this is what I've been working on. This is kind of cool. This isn't my site, but they reached out a little bit back and they were interested in my Pokemon videos. Like, they've started to branch out into gaming content. Now, you all know I have been family friendly for pretty much my whole YouTube time. I mean, you know, there have been some series like Undertale and, you know, some of the Nuzlocke. It's a little, you know, but I always try to keep my stuff family friendly. But YouTube it's in a very difficult spot. Online in general is a very difficult spot because you gotta keep kids safe. There's regulations and stuff. Like, I'm sure a lot of you may have heard about the whole COPPA thing on YouTube and how that was freaking a lot of people out. Well, it's something I've known about for a while because, you know, I've run websites and stuff, and you gotta be mindful of anyone that's under 13. It's about protecting them. So Cadoodle, it has that all under control. They are specifically targeting kids safely. It's a kid-friendly platform, not just family-friendly, it's kid-friendly, which is wonderful. Like, you know, it like lines up so much with my values. And yeah, see, they got Abdallah here. I've worked with him before, which is cool. It was neat seeing his videos up there. But yeah, I mean, it's really neat. Like, it's not something that directly affects you all on YouTube, but it's something that it's like, oh, you know, it's so hard to find family-friendly, yeah, targeting kids, poor phrasing. Yeah, I don't mean like that. I mean, like, as far as what your video content is. I mean, it is still the correct phrasing, but it's not like, you know, going after them, because that's the problem. On YouTube, there's a lot of that. On Cadoodle, they screen everything from ads to content. Like, it is absolutely safe, which is so cool. Like, I feel great being a part of that because that lines up with my values, you know? It's really neat. So I'm working on getting my Sword and Shield walkthrough over there. I've made like a few changes here and there just to, you know, have it even more kid-friendly. But it's just really cool because it's something that you don't really think about very much. But the Pokemon community, like finding videos or video creators that are family-friendly and playing on the actual games, it's really difficult now. Like, it's strange. So yeah, I'm really excited because, you know, it's wild. I went back to do the Diamond Adventure post-game, and so many people reached out and were like, man, you know, I was like 8 when I started watching your videos, and, you know, you shouldn't have had a YouTube account if you're that young, by the way, but people did, you know, what I can't control that. But, you know, they're like, man, I'm like 20 now. I'm like graduating college. It's like, whatever. It's just, you know, parents that grew up watching my videos, they might understand how YouTube has this very dangerous rabbit hole of, you know, suggestions and suggested videos where you start watching like, you know, videos that are for kids, and then it's like it leads you down this rabbit hole, and then all of a sudden you're like watching conspiracy theories and stuff. It's like, that's not what kids should be exposed to. And it's weird because I've seen this happen. I've seen so many times stories, but I've even seen it firsthand how a family member of mine that's young and latched onto YouTube discovered some pretty disturbing videos. I mean, he loved my content, but it can be really tough when you get like autoplay going to the next thing, or you're clicking stuff. So knowing that my videos are on a platform that is safe for kids, that doesn't have all that stuff, that families can watch together, that kids can watch by themselves, that the advertisements are all good. Like, it's just really cool. And I did a lot of research on them too, because I always like to research anyone I, you know, I'm going to be doing business with. And I couldn't find like anything wrong with them. It was really neat. So I'm excited for it. Like, I think it's a really good match for me. It doesn't really affect like you all and YouTube at all. Like, I'm not quitting YouTube for it. It's more like, hey, my stuff is also going to be there. But it's just cool because it's something that, like, I feel lines up well with my values. And there's also no Pokemon content there nowadays, which is, or over on that platform. I mean, it's new. Like, when people search Pokemon now, they get me. They get, how's it going, everyone? Marriland here. And it's just really neat. Like, I'm excited for it because I always want my videos, at least the majority of them, to be something a whole family can enjoy. One thing I always try to be mindful of, because, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of, like, really creepy people out there that they want kids for the wrong reasons. No, that's not it. For me, I try to think of when I was young, and I didn't have YouTube growing up. YouTube it's a part of kids' lives nowadays. And it's something that, you know, in school and stuff, when it's like, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a YouTuber. Now, that's what people want to be now. And it's just crazy to think. So when I was growing up, the stars that I see, or the stars that I saw, they were on, like, TV. I mean, like, you know, all that. And, like Blue's Clues, for instance. I mean, I was a little old for Blue's Clues, but it's so iconic. Like, you would know Steve from Blue's Clues. And, like, just thinking that, you know, I never wanted to become a YouTuber. Like, I've said this before. Like, I started doing YouTube videos, but it wasn't, like, something that drove me. It's something I stumbled across, which is neat. But it's just really neat because something that I think of is I can be that Steve to someone, you know? It's like, it's just a cool feeling. It's like, wow, that's just really neat to be like someone that people look up to. And not everyone has the opportunity to do that. And if I look back at myself, 25 years ago, back when I was, how old was I? Like 30 back then? I don't know. I'm ancient, but it's just cool to think that the people, the stars that I looked up to, I can be that to someone else. And it's always neat running into fans at like conventions and stuff. I mean, most of them are older, but one memory that still sticks in my mind is there was a father and his two sons, and they were little sprouts. This was at the Pokemon Symphony in, I want to say it was like Missouri. And they were starstruck. Like, they were just so excited to see me. They love my Pokepark 2 Let's Play series, like the adventure of that. They loved it. And the father was just, he was so like grateful. He was just super happy. He's like, oh man, I love having, your voice there, like for my kids to watch. It's just, it's one thing like hearing about stuff online and, but to me, that was just like one of those impactful moments. It's like, wow, I'm that to someone, like a family. And, there was someone in the chat, I think like 2 weeks ago, they were saying they watched with their daughter when she was like 4. Like, I want to say one of the Wedlock series I did, and the daughter did art. And she's like, I don't know, like what, 13 or something now, or maybe 14, like they said. I mean, that's a family that literally grew up with me. And it's so cool. So that's what's really cool about this whole Cadoodle TV thing. It's like, it's introducing Marriland to another generation, and one that's, safer for kids than YouTube, because that's the sad reality. I mean, a lot of kids will watch YouTube, but a lot of parents are getting smart about it nowadays. They realize they can't just leave their kids on there unsupervised, which is good, very good, absolutely good. And that's why, I don't target my videos for kids. Like, I'm very specific about that. It's family friendly. I'm not gonna swear and stuff, but you can't. You just can't on YouTube. Unless, you want to lose all your, like, comments and advertising and stuff. Like, if you do a channel specifically for that, I know that they have, like, a YouTube Kids app and all that stuff, but even then, I've heard stories. So, I don't know. It's, that's been taking a lot of my time over the past few months. Well, about a month and a half, we'll say. So, pretty much the same time everything else has been going on. It's like, I've had to juggle all of these things. And hopefully that kind of sheds some insight now as to why I've been so busy lately. Like, there was the Diamond Adventure relaunch, the April Fool's joke to go with it. There was all sorts of other things too. But yeah, it's cool. So again, it won't really affect you as much, but if you've kind of followed Marriland for all these years, over a decade in some instances, it'll be like, wow, that's really neat. That's really neat. They'll be a nice, safe place. I've kind of like checked out some of the stuff on Cadoodle, and it seems really nice. Like, it's, again, you don't even like need an account. All the advertisement is, appropriate, which is great. YouTube ads. Oh man. Whew. Those are crazy. I don't ever see them because I have YouTube Premium, but I have heard stories. All right, so that's kind of my news. That's what I got. So that is on the works. I got 16 episodes up there right now. I'm having to like edit all of these all over again too, because I needed to reduce like the size or some. And also because I'm not like embedding those versions on my website, like I can split them up no problem. Like, I wanted them to be standalone on YouTube, but it's fine. So yeah, anyway, that's all I had to say. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm just really excited because I feel like it's a good match just for my content style. And we'll see where it goes. Might be really cool, but again, being like the first Pokemon creator on that platform, that could be big. I mean, that's really good. They were really excited to have me there too. I think I left a good impression, which is nice. They seem like a really good company too. They've had a lot of growth too lately. with the pandemic and everything, you know, a lot of kids were at home during that, so they wanted stuff to watch. And, you know, parents wanted to make sure they had something. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, I'll probably have more on that, like on social media. Again, this is not like an official statement or anything. It's just like, it's live now. I have my videos up there, which is cool. They just went up like right before. Glad you like the headphones. Yeah, these are, they're Sennheiser open ear ones. What are they? The HD 558s. They're nice because I can hear myself talk, which is pretty good. And they're comfy. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap up the whole like intro part, if you will. We're gonna move on to the Ask in Advance questions, and then I'll answer questions in chat. We could just chill for a little bit. So, we have 2 questions this week from the YouTube members. Again, if you hit that join button, you can support me and become a YouTube member and have a chance to, well, you don't even have a chance. I mean, you could just go ahead and do it if you're a member. Every week I post in the community tab a little post where you can leave a question and I will be sure to answer it in advance. So that's what I'm going to do here. So we have 2 this week. From Otomachi Una, we have, howdy Devin, are you talented with anything to do with music / rhythm, i.e. sing, okay an instrument, songwrite, dance, etc.? If not, were you ever interested in anything of the sort? So I have tried a few different instruments in the past and I just couldn't get it. Like I've tried a ukulele. I got that when I was a kid. I have tried several keyboards, like pianos. Well, pianos and keyboards. And I could never get the hang of it. So I didn't really think I had a lot of musical talent. But then, I love music, and I have a pretty attentive ear for it, which is cool. And one instrument I found I do fairly well, or I can play fairly well, is actually, I can whistle. I can whistle pretty darn well. So, I need to think of a good example of something to whistle that won't get me into copyright issues. What's like a Pokemon song, chat? I'll ask you right now. Let's get an opinion. What's like a Pokemon tune you'd like me to whistle that's not from the anime, like a video game one? I'll see if I can whistle it. It's not from the anime. Not Team Rocket's rockin'. Pallet Town, Nuvema Town, Accumula Town. A lot of towns, not a lot of battle themes. I gotta remember how these go. Little Root. Team Rocket theme and HGSS. Oh, that's a good one. Gen 6 battle theme. Ooh. Okay, Iris champion theme. Oh man. That's a difficult one, but I could probably do it. Alright, I gotta remember. Let me turn this music off for a moment here. Okay, let's see. So I can think of, it's not Little Root. I'm thinking of New Barktown right now. Twin Leaf. That's the thing, trying to, like, I don't even want to go to my music and play something. I want to see if I can just do it from memory. So I might be wrong. What would be something good? What can I do? I'm trying to remember a lot of this stuff. Team Rocket theme and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I can remember that, and I can remember Iris's very well. Like the others, it's just like trying to remember, like for whatever reason, I have New Barktown stuck in my head, which is really interrupting trying to remember the others. All right, well, we'll just do Team Rocket's theme in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Okay, I need to wet my whistle for this. See if I can do it, chat. See if I can do it. Testing, just testing. All right, should be good. Okay, we'll do Team Rocket in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. All right, yeah. Well, that works. Iris, this will be an interesting one. Champion Iris battle theme from Black 2 and White 2. Oh boy. Let's see. There's a part I'm missing. Excuse me, I don't remember where it is, but again, I'm doing all this from memory, so yeah, that's a thing. What's another one? I'll do like one more, because it's kind of fun. But yeah, whistling. I can whistle really well, at least fairly well. It's tough. One thing that I do when I whistle, I can reverse whistle. So I can actually like whistle while breathing in. So that's how I can keep my combo going, which is a lot of fun. What is another really good music? Oh man. Should I try Xerneas? I'm trying to think. Oh, geez, if you really want to hear something crazy, I could try either Lance's theme or like the champion theme from Red and Blue. I could try that out. Cynthia's theme? Ooh, that could be good. Champion Blue. That one's really tough because of the beginning. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Again, this is from memory, so hopefully it turns out okay. The intro is really tough while whistling, but it sounds so chaotic. All right, here we go. right, all right. Lance? Should I do that? All right, let's try it out. See if I can remember it. See, remember, all of this is from memory right now. So I'm not even like listening to stuff. Like, that's one advantage I have with whistling. And, you know, again, the original question here was, are you talented with anything to do with music slash rhythm? So the whistling plus also just remembering it without like having to read sheet music is pretty cool, actually. Like that is a talent even without the whistling itself. All right. I went Frontier Brain theme. Oh man. All right, Lance. Let's try that out. Shoot, I have the one stuck in my head. Hopefully, I don't get them confused. All right. All right, there you go. Good enough. Good enough. That was tough at the beginning because, like, it can be really hard to establish, like, your range, or at least mine. Like, I think I have a decent range, but sometimes trying to get it aligned can be tough. All right, I'll do one more. We can do more of these. There's still one more question I need to answer. Okay. I want to do Xerneas because this one is pretty good. Let's see if I can remember it. Do it from memory here. Okay. All right, there you go. There you go. Oh man, that's a fun one. There's a lot of instruments going on too. That's something that's tough while whistling is I try to think of like which instruments to cover because so often it's not just one instrument that carries a song. So sometimes I'll like mix it up here and there, but yeah, anyway, that's my musical talent, I guess. I'll have to do that in other streams if y'all like it. Maybe do it for like tips and stuff like, yo, spare a dime. I'll whistle for you, man. Be like a street musician except with my music. All right. Yeah, that was all from memory, by the way. Like, obviously, if I were to listen to a song in advance, like, that'd be cool, but just trying to even remember stuff off the top of your head, that can be pretty tough. Okay, so, moving on to the second Ask in Advance question from Sharipa. So, having watched your content for many, many years now, it honestly always inspires me how strong of a work ethic you have. With that being said, how would you go about dealing with burnout or lack of motivation? Oh, man. So, that is a really tough question. Not that it's, like, a bad question. It's just one of those that I find I struggle with all the time. All the time. So I oftentimes think of myself as not having a good work ethic. Like I guess I do, but sometimes it just doesn't seem it. And I'll kind of go on a little bit of a tangent here. So a few weeks back, someone asked like, how much work do you put like each week on your site or something? And it's like I gave a low answer and to me, it made me feel bad because it's like, man, but then I realized there's all this other stuff I have to do. Like, the whole, well, in this case, juggling the whole Cadoodle TV thing, juggling the Diamond Adventure stuff, just like editing. I mean, all this stuff adds up. I do some other work kind of on the side as well. A lot of these things add up. So I guess I have more work ethic than I thought or than I think of myself as having, but still, I struggle. And burnout is a big factor. I suffer from that often. Often. So, how I deal with it? I wish I could deal with it more healthily. Usually I just shut myself out from things. I usually, I work really hard on something for a while, and then it's just to the point where it's like, I need something, and I kind of zone out. Like I get engrossed in like a game or something, just something to take my mind off things. But the problem is, it's usually not even anything meaningful. It's more of like a distraction, if you will, rather than like, hey, I feel good about playing this. It's a guilty feeling. So it's how I deal with it isn't exactly the best way to deal with it. I would just try to avoid getting burnt out in the first place. Like, take time to focus on you. Take a little bit of time each day that you can do. Like, I always try to have just a little bit of, what's a song playing in the background? Missed the title thing? It's, right down below this cursor here. Shala and the Queen. It's from, Overclocked Remix, I believe. In fact, I can hook you up with the link. Let me get that. It's on rainwave.cc. And this will actually show anytime something plays. Here, I'll post it in the chat. It's just rainwave.cc/OC Remix. But yeah, you can see previously played. You can click any of the stuff to like check it out on Overclocked Remix. It's really cool. Like, I love that they just offer this and just have it playing. So by all means, check it out. I really like this so far. But yeah, avoiding burnout is really important. Like, if you can find a healthy work balance, that can really help you prevent getting into burnout in the first place, which is so much better. Because once you get there, it can be really hard to get out of it. Shala, this is her brother's theme? But this says Shala and the Queen. That's the title of the song. But I think this is Shala's theme. But yeah, you know, it's a tough one, and everyone has different levels of work ethics too. Some people, they have no problem with, you know, just keep going and stuff like that. And I think if you have a job where you can just kind of like, or any kind of task where you can just, you know, shut off at the end of the day, like, great, you know, that I think can be a little bit more ideal, because then you don't have to think about it. Like, I'm not in a good position for that because, you know, I don't just like have full days off like a lot of people do. You know, it's like I'm pretty much always having to think of my site and think of YouTube and think of this and that and reply to emails and do stuff. Like, I don't know. It'd be nice sometimes, I think, to just have like, okay, go to work, done. I'm not contacted about anything about work. I don't have to think about it when I'm done. It's just, you know, all right, that's my work. And I could treat it like that, but it's just a different situation. Like, everyone's mileage varies there. So, like, I handle things very differently because of my position. I have flexibility, but it's not always a good thing, especially if you end up juggling a lot of tasks. So, one other thing I'll say is having guilt-free time off is really important. Pushing yourself to the point where you just feel so stressed, that does end up costing you in the long run, because that will lead you to burnout way faster. If you can take just a day, just say, hey, I need this time, and not feel guilty about it, that's super important. So I would recommend that to you, to anyone really that, you know, might worry about burnout. Don't let that get you. Just don't. Don't get so wrapped up in it, but take time, because in the long run, it'll keep you from getting burnt out faster, which is good. All right. So, chat, that's everything for the Ask in Advance. Again, huge thank you to the YouTube channel members and patrons as well. I don't think there are any questions on Patreon, which is fine. Again, it's an option there, but it's not at all a requirement. But yeah, so chat, now I can answer any of your questions. You've all been so patient. Thank you for that. We can move right on along. So yeah, we'll just chill for the next little while and just kind of answer questions, or we can just conversate, or if it gets really dead, I could do a little bit more whistling. Yeah. Watching their videos and streams don't count for this. What was your first impression of meeting Chugga Conroy, Nintendo Capri Sun, and Proton John in person for the first time? I met Chugga Conroy first, and it was really cool to meet him. And then I met Nintendo Capri Sun and Proton John. I think I met them at, I'll say MagFest, but just kind of in passing. But I really got a chance to meet them in TRG Coliseum, the first one. And they were both great. Proton John still intimidates me a lot. He does. But I really respect him. He's really cool. And Tim's just such a nice guy. Alright. How old are you? First time being on this channel. I'm old. I'm over 30, so I'm old. But I've been doing videos for like 14 years, so. Is there a series that you didn't finish or didn't start that you wish I did? Yeah. Explorers of Sky. I had a lot of ambition for that series, but that held me back. And one phrase I always try to repeat to myself, it's like a mantra, is don't let perfection be the enemy of the good. And I really wish that I would have just adhered to that. Originally, I wanted to have a lot of characters for the special episodes voiced by special guests. And then I realized I have no clue how to synchronize all of their dialogue with stuff and just how to even do this. So I held back on that. And then it slid into irrelevancy. So it's like, oh man. So it's harder to go back to it. Like, maybe someday, but I don't know. Otherwise, Monster Sanctuary. I really wish I would have been able to do a series on that. Like, I enjoy it. And I might still end up doing it. They just got the patch out a really nice new patch. So I'm looking forward to playing through it again, because it's a game I really enjoyed. I did get it for free, but it's honestly become one of my favorite games because it's just so fun. All right, let's see. Megan asking, which Pokemon are you most excited to see in their natural environments in Pokemon Snap? I don't know. There's several that I saw that I'm really excited about, like Scorbunny. That thing looks super cute. I want to see that Meganium too. That thing looked really neat. Let's see. How am I? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. A lot better now. You know, a lot less stress and stuff. I was just stressing a lot because, you know, I had my friend coming over the weekend. It's like, I got to clean up the house, but I did that and feel a lot better with that. Now it's not like all this stuff going on. It's like all coming together, which is good. Will I ever re-upload my old Pokemon Ranch videos? Oh man, those go way back. Probably not, because they're kind of irrelevant, but I could. What's Wisconsin like? Gonna be moving there to attend grad school at UW-Madison. Nice. It's actually pretty nice, all things considered. It can be kind of cold in the winter, but not like bitter. Well, depending on where you're from. It can be kind of hot in the summer, but again, not too bad. It doesn't get a lot of tornadoes. It doesn't get a lot of severe weather. It's kind of nice. It's kind of boring. Madison's nice though. Like, that's a good city. I like Wisconsin. Like, I don't really want to move. Like, I think of everywhere and it's like, it's a pretty good spot. There's not too many other areas that are so boring as far as like any kind of weather conditions. I guess maybe like the Seattle area, because like nothing happens there except rain. But, you know. All right. But yeah, I like it. Let's see. Hope your favorite Pokemon's there. Oh, I'd love to see Weasel in Snap. That'd be so cool. Am I gonna go back up the chat in order to answer any questions I missed, since I had the ask in advance questions? I'll do it to some extent, but like I'm not probably scrolling up past that. Like, there's a lot. So if you asked a question earlier and I didn't answer it, like, feel free to ask it again. We're at the point now where I can answer questions from anyone. Been watching since the Hardcore Wedlock. One of the reasons I started content creation. Nice. That's awesome. That's a long time ago. Want to stop by and say thank you. Used to follow your guide since the black and white days as a kid. Nice. I always remember combing through your site years ago and getting a lot of use from it. Nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having it back like it was in the day. Like having walkthroughs written, having really cool tools and stuff. It's been a journey. I've had to basically rebuild it from scratch, and I can't really use the old stuff. But it's something I'm still passionate about. I'm looking forward to that direction, because I miss those days too. Also, there was a question a long time ago, what am I drinking? It's green tea. Green tea and stevia. It's good. Be cool if shiny Pokemon were in new Pokemon Snap. That would be pretty cool. Am I into Pixelmon since I like Minecraft? I really don't. I don't know. It's okay. I don't really care for it that much, to be honest. Because it's just so much effort of like not playing Pokemon to get to the point where you get to have fun with Pokemon, and then it's just kind of a grind. It's cool like interacting with them and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not as much of a fan of it. Like, I'll play it every now and then. It's kind of neat, but I think Pokemon X and Y is the worst in the main series. What do you think is the worst and why? I personally dislike Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire the worst. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I feel like they were the least inspired remakes. At least I found Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon had a lot of extra like mechanics and stuff. Like, they are superior. Even if the plot is bad, because there's more Pokemon in it, so it's really good. But compared to X and Y, the region didn't look graphically, like, not graphically as in as far as power goes, but just like as far as aesthetic. It was just boring. It really looked like a Game Boy Advance kind of aesthetic. Like, the routes looked the same. There was half the Pokemon available. There's just Mega Evolutions everywhere, which thematically made no sense with X and Y. Like, I just didn't like it. Like, I like the originals better. But again, that's my opinion. You know, I really liked X and Y. It's your least favorite, so that's fine. And I can understand that, but I loved X and Y. Every time I play it, I like it a little less, though. But, you know. Am I ever going to re-upload the Marriland and Bro videos? Probably not. Probably not. We haven't spoken in 5.5 years, so... you know, it's not really a relationship that's there anymore, so I don't really want to have my videos there anymore. Let's see. All right, I'll ask my question again. This is back when you were talking about the new platform thing. Just out of curiosity, what videos are you going to put on there? If it's re-uploads, which ones? So I think with that, I think I'm gonna, well, right now the Sword and Shield walkthrough. We'll see how that goes, because again, it takes a lot of time to do that. So but other series I'm looking at, Poke Park 2. Those are, or that's a really fun series. Like, I enjoyed that. And I think kids would really enjoy that too. Like, it seems like that, again, like the story I was telling you earlier, that was something that, you know, they love that series. They love Poke Park 2. So I feel like that one, it has good appeal to that age group. So probably that, maybe Super Mystery Dungeon, maybe, Rescue Team DX. We'll see. And, you know, maybe I can do custom stuff for them. Like, it could be a really good thing. We'll have to see. But it takes time, so, you know, we'll have to see. I want to start with Sword and Shield, though. Alright, let's see. I'm having a dilemma recently. Find myself backtracking to the Pokemon Center after every battle in my Nuzlocke, and it's tedious. Do you usually have a rule against backtracking to heal? No, I do it all the time. I like stock up on potions and stuff, and, you know, I'll use those to sometimes save a trip, but I like to be in pristine condition for every fight. Like, I just do, you know? Some people don't, but I don't know. How would I apply wedlock rules to Sword and Shield? I have no clue. Honestly, the thing I would recommend, though, is forego the no depositing rule. I think that rule, well, I know that rule was made before the party-wide experience share. Like, remember, the wedlock was created in Gen 5. So, Gen 6 introduced the experience share, which you could turn off. In Gen 8, you can't turn it off. So, you know, if you're not allowing, like, experience candies and stuff, disabling that rule, that's fine. That's totally fine. Just make sure they're in pairs, you know. But yeah, there's a few modifications you need to make. But I don't know. I don't really do those anymore, so. Let's see. There goes all my tea. It was good, though. Cooled down. Makes me sad. Talking about remakes, do I hope the Gen 4 remakes stick to the seemingly uber faithful remake, or do I hope they make quality of life changes like expanded decks? I hope they do expanded. Like, I don't want it to be a verbatim remake of Diamond and Pearl. Like, incorporate Platinum, at least as far as its Pokedex is concerned, because 2 lines of fire types, that's just not gonna cut it. I'm keeping my expectations in check. Like, I'm not expecting a national dex. But there'll probably be Regigigas, so presumably the Reggies will be there. First wedlock was heart gold, then black. Yeah, but black was already out by then. I'm saying I made the wedlock when Gen 5 was a thing. And technically the first wedlock was on black. It was just a trial run. It was on my Japanese black version. Wanted to see how the rules worked. Ever thought of playing co-op games with my mother? Not really, but she does have her own channel. She's actually streaming Animal Crossing right now. She's been streaming that for like a while. It's crazy. Like I think she's on day 100 and almost 120. It's nuts. It's really cool though. Like I'm glad. It gives her something to do because she really got into Animal Crossing, and then her friend gave her a Nintendo Switch for her birthday, like a second one. I gave her a Switch Lite, like not last Christmas, but the one before. And that was in anticipation of Animal Crossing for the Switch, because she loved the 3DS version. She loved that. But yeah, then she got that other one, and just earlier that same day, I was thinking, you know, it'd be kind of neat if, like, you could stream as a pastime, but you don't have an extra Switch for that, because the Switch Lite doesn't work for streaming. And, you know, it wouldn't be your new town, so it all lined up perfectly. I'm so proud of her. She hit 350 subscribers the other day. That's crazy. Like, she has a wonderful community. It's really neat. I'm just so glad to see that. Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could always join her on Animal Crossing sometime. That'd be fun. But it's not like going to be an ongoing series. Or, I mean, like, you know, Marriland and Mom, let's say. Alright, let's see. Thinking about getting Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX. Any tips, since it'll be my first time playing? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's let's see. I mean, I have a series on it, so that will help you out for sure if you feel like playing along. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like, sometimes there are harder things than others. Linked moves are great. Like, don't underestimate them. Remember that you really don't need to worry about, like, super effective as much as same type attack bonus. It's definitely different. It's been a while. Like, have fun with it. Like, it's different. Carry items with you for sure. Like one escape orb, some reviver seeds. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it depends on how far you go into it. Like, you know, if it's your first time playing it, I didn't find it was like extremely tough, but it didn't feel like super easy either. Like, it's really fun getting a lot of Pokemon to kind of join you in dungeons. Like, don't underestimate that. But yeah, I guess my tip would be watch my series. That'll really give you the advice. It's amazing that my mom can stream. Yeah, it is really cool. Like, she started it back in, I think, October. Or no, either October or like early November. And, you know, I helped her get everything going, showed her how to do stuff. And, you know, she's still learning, but, like, she finally got her social media going. Like, again, I helped her out with that. And, you know, I really could be a consultant of some sort, I tell you. But, yeah, it's just good, you know. And, you know, she used to be. This is really cool. Like, my mom is awesome. Just for the record, like, shout outs to almost being Mother's Day. That's coming up really soon. But, she is awesome. So, she, you know, she took me way back when I was a kid. Every weekend, we used to go to a local Pokemon league at a local hobby shop, which was great. Like, it was a lot of fun. And you know, that was something that we bonded over. Like, she'd play as well. Like, I taught her how to play and got her into it and stuff. And then she eventually became, this is fairly early on, she became a gym leader there. So she was like, you know, kind of running the events and stuff, which that was really neat. And she ended up continuing that path for a while. Like, she became a tournament organizer, so she could run tournaments, and then a premier tournament organizer. So she would do stuff like, you know, city championships, state championships, and she even did like a regional championship in the Midwest. Or they were a lot smaller back then, but she still did them. I mean, she was really good at organizing stuff, and she loved being a part of that community. Like, that was something that meant a lot to her. You know, it gave her fulfillment. And, you know, things ended up changing. Like, the store that she used to run, essentially, it got bought by another premier tournament organizer. And it started out okay. Like, he let her kind of, you know, still do stuff there, but it gradually slid to, like, he had control, and she kind of got pushed out of it, and it was sad. And that part of her life kind of, you know, it went away for years. And, you know, that was something that gave her a lot of, like, fulfillment. And that's why it's like, I suggested to her, hey, you should try streaming. That was what I was thinking about before I even knew she had that Switch. It was like, you know, what if you just, like, had your own little community, you know? You could do that. I bet you people would like that. And they do, and it's so cool to see that again, because here she is, you know, a new adventure, and she's still that mama, you know? She's a mom figure to a lot of people. It's just really nice. Like, it's good to see her have that again. You know, because that was something she really enjoyed. It's not even something, like, I need to be a part of. Like, I help her with it and stuff, but she's rocking it by herself, which is cool. I haven't played Animal Crossing in a long time. Oh, man, I got so angry. I missed the fishing tournament. I wanted to get every stamp in New Horizons, and I missed the fishing tournament in January. I was just so mad, because it'd be at least 6 months before I could get it again, because I don't time travel or anything, so. But then I realized I couldn't even get all the stamps without the KK Slider one. Because that, you need to visit 100 concerts. And originally I was thinking, oh, that's not a problem. I'll just go visit friends, but it's only one per week. So it's going to take 100 weeks? Nope, I'm not doing that. So I'm going to come back to the game probably like, I don't know, September, something like that. And it'll be like fresh, you know? I mean, I'm going to keep the same save, but rather than stressing out, I didn't want it to become a chore, you know? I know I streamed it for a while. Yeah, I haven't played Monster Hunter Stories. I haven't played much Monster Hunter. I did beat Monster Hunter World. I played a bit of that. It was pretty fun. But I don't think it's my style of game. I get too nervous. I get too nervous because it's like if I die or if I get carded, it's like I let my team down, and then I just get sad. So I just kind of like stand back because I'm still kind of new. So I don't know. It's just one of those things that but I heard Monster Hunter Stories is way different. Like, I know it's you know, more of like an RPG, which is kind of cool. I haven't played the original, but it's kind of one of those games I'd like to try. I just don't know how good it is. Actually, I have so many games I need to play and beat. You know, it's weird. I have only bought one game this year. So I used to get a lot of games every month with Humble Bundle, but they've had just really kind of lousy bundles lately. So I just keep pausing all the time because I'm still on the classic plan. There just hasn't been anything that interesting. So rather than pay money, it's like, you know, I don't need to do that. I have such a big backlog of games that I need to play through. So I haven't gotten anything there. I bought one game. I bought Trials of Mana, and I've been playing a bit of that. That's my dedicated Switch game right now. Because I'm trying to avoid branching off in all these different games. I allow myself, like, one PC game at a time, one Switch game at a time. And then, like, maybe a portable one. Like, I played Dragon Warrior Monsters recently. I mean, I know Switch is portable, but, you know, if I'm feeling, like, retro. So, yeah, I don't know. So, Bug Fables, that's my PC game right now. And I need to continue that. Like, I've been so swamped, and it's one of those games that I'm playing it on hard. So I need to be awake because it's actually pretty challenging. Because it's like Paper Mario in the sense you have to like press the button at just the right time to get the benefits and stuff or to do more. And I haven't really just felt like, you know, sitting at my computer for a while. And usually I have a Shield TV, so I can actually play remotely over at my couch, which is cool. But that doesn't work with like really precision timed games. And you know, this would be one of them. You know, there'd be enough latency that it would affect things. I have to play it at the computer, which is just nice. I don't mind that, but it's one of those things that I'm looking forward to having time to play it again because I was really enjoying it. But yeah, that I got from, actually I got that from Artelia Chimera, aka Miracle Captors, right at the end of last year. And I'm super pumped. Like, I was for sure. But then I fell behind with, like, every game. Like, I was super motivated when the year started to, like, beat all these games. And I beat a few, and I felt great about it. But then I just got so busy. It's like, man. But anyway, like, the weird thing is, like, I haven't bought games. Like, I got, actually, she gave me, surprised me, like, I think it was 2 or 3 streams ago. I didn't catch it on the stream like she mentioned it, but I got Ace Attorney, the Ace Attorney trilogy for Steam from her while I was streaming, which is cool. So thank you for that. I'll get to that sometime for sure. That'll be chill. Like that's something I can do really chill. But that was free for me. And the PlayStation 4, they gave out like all these games, like so many games. I just got Horizon Zero Dawn last night, and you can get that if you have a PS4. I don't know if you can get it on PS5, maybe, but you can get it for free right now, which is crazy. You don't even need PlayStation Plus, which I don't even have right now because I don't use it often enough. But it's like, yeah, and then they had other games, like a lot of decent games. It's like, hey, this is kind of decent. So I've picked up all these games, but I've only bought one. Like, I've been trying to be better. My backloggery is at like, I think it's at -5 right now, which is fine. Let me take a look really fast. See where we're at. Yeah, this is my backloggery. I love this site, by the way. Really fun for keeping track of your games. It's very manual, but I like that because I have control over everything. And when you see like this red U, that means unfinished. And then this one is for beaten. And then this is for like completed, like kind of 100%. Not like to the extreme, but you know, you've done the good stuff on it. But yeah, so over here you can kind of take a look at my progress. And oh man, I mean, you know, this is 2020 for me. It's like I had all these new games. And, you know, it's ridiculous. Humble Bundle is a beast, I tell you. Which is fine. I mean, it's cheap. I always have something to play, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, you know, here's where I started this year. I started these two. This is my dedicated Switch game, which I loved. I love Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. That was so much fun. I was really impressed with that. And then I started Bug Fables as well as my Steam game. So then I completed and beat that. And then I don't have these games anymore. And then Cave Story, I beat that finally. And I beat Skyrim finally, which was good. Well, I mean, I beat it before, but I beat it on my Switch. It's like, hey, I can count that. Because this is like your progress index. So like, because I've beaten games and completed it, it offsets the new games. Speaking of, guess what? Bug Fables is getting a physical release. Yeah, I saw that. I'm so tempted. I really want to get it, but it's like, I have it. I really shouldn't, but that V plush. I've had a hard time getting into Tales of Vesperia, to be honest. I think I've kind of dropped it as my Switch game. I've moved on to Trials of Mana now. But yeah, I mean, look at all these free games I got. It's like, oh man, I didn't buy any of these. Didn't buy any of them. All right, let's see. Anyway, I thought I'd share that. Okay, never played Final Fantasy before. Did just playing Tecmo Secret of the Stars though. Nice. Nice. When do I think the Pokemon TCG will get better as far as availability of products? Hopefully soon. It's ridiculous right now. But from what I heard, I saw a tweet. I don't remember the source, to be honest. I don't remember the source, but someone said that apparently a similar thing happened in Japan like 2 or 3 years ago, where there was a huge shortage for cards. Like, they were really hard to come by, and it was really difficult. And it got better, and, you know, production ramped up. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll take it seriously. I mean, it's a lot of money, which is good. But, you know, it's money on the table if they're not actually, like, acting on it. They don't provide the product. If it's only going to, you know, content creators and scalpers and stuff like that, that's not good. Love the V plushie. Yeah. See Ace Attorney 2? Yeah. Yeah, I got the trilogy for that. I want to play it sometime. Like, it'll be really chill. It was one of those series that I'm like, I was this close to just watching Lucagen's series on it, because it's like, you know, I really enjoyed that with Danganronpa, but I didn't, so it's still new to me, which is great. Wanted to get into Digimon TCG, and even local stores are selling the booster boxes for scalper prices. What the heck? $250? That's nuts. Man, I love some Digimon cards. I loved Digimon when I was younger. I mean, I still like it alright. I don't keep up with it or anything, but I should. Apparently I can watch, like, I think on YouTube they have Digimon Adventure Try or whatever. Like, I watched Season 1 and Season 2. Those are the ones that are nostalgic to me. I tried to get into Season 3, but I never followed up with it. But I like a lot of those Digimon. I actually have a Biomon figure down here. I want to get a lot of them. I saw some of the art on the cards. It looks really nice, which is great. Like, they have a whole bunch of different ones. I was never as much of a fan of, like, the really tough-looking Digimon with, like, a billion swords and, like, you know, just weapons all over their bodies. It's like, that's kind of crazy, but some of their, like, rookie designs, they look really cool. Even their champion forms are kind of neat. Played any good board/card games lately? I have not. I'm not as much of a board/card game kind of person. I mean, obviously trading card or Pokemon trading card game, yeah, but I don't play that with anyone nowadays. I mean, you know, kind of pandemic only has so many people to see. I pretty much just see my family, my parents. 'Cause I don't go. I just have food delivered and stuff, or like groceries and stuff, or pick it up. I don't even order food, which is crazy. I ordered a pizza, and it was crazy. Like, I've been eating healthier, and, you know, it was a friend over. It's like, I haven't had pizza in 2 months. Let's do it. And I didn't feel good after it. It felt really good not to feel good. But, yeah, that was after not even that much for my standards, so. Your vids are the reason my brother and I got into Pokemon. Thank you for that. Nice. Well, that's good to hear. Your vids are what got my sister into Pokemon. Thanks. Hey, you're welcome. Evening from the UK. Nice. Did I hear about Mother 3? Yeah, Reggie has a copy of it in English. Boy just got into chess and now you play all the time. Nice. I used to play chess when I was young. It was kind of fun. And then I really got into Monopoly. Like oh man, I rented a book or borrowed a book from the library about Monopoly. They had a book on Monopoly there, and I like learned all the strategies and stuff. Oh man, it's crazy. How am I? I'm doing all right. How about yourself? Guess I can scoot over. Oh, yeah, you know what? I was talking about these two last week. I did order them, and they arrived, and they're super cute. They're super cute. The two Indeedee in the background. They're sold out now, too. Everything's sold out. Oh, man. But, yeah, I'm glad I got them, like, right away. It's like, I need these. I need them. I need them. So I have them. That's good. Ever played Fortune Street? I have not. Have I heard about the recently released book Ask Iwata? I feel like I've seen it around. I know one of my friends has it. Seems like a cool thing. Definitely a visionary, that's for sure. Be neat having a book about him, though. Waiting for the 26-inch whaler to restock? Yeah! That's the stuff right there. That'd be cool. I wish I would have gotten the Appleton. That thing looked great. Oh, man. Oh, you know what? This is kind of off topic here. It's going back to something I was talking about a few weeks ago, and that was the original Platinum Adventure that I did for YouTube. Well, not the Japanese one, but the English one. Because I couldn't remember if I recorded it or not, like how much I did. And I think I got up to part 42 on the not site, on YouTube. But I thought I had actually recorded more, but I couldn't remember for sure or not. So when I was looking back through all my old files, like trying to find Evolution stuff, I managed to find the raw footage from the Platinum Adventure. And sure enough, I actually recorded everything, like just about everything. I went through the legendary birds. I did the Champion rematch, or like Elite Four and Champion. I did the Battlegrounds. There was everything there. It was crazy. There was more than I even remembered, which was nuts. It was nuts because like I remembered it, but I never actually did anything with it. And it was recorded in such a frustrating process. So back then I had to do post commentary on everything. And this was back when HD footage was like kind of new. So I had a nice camera, but the computer software and hardware just wasn't enough to handle it. So it took ages to edit any individual episode of the series. I don't even know how I got that many done in time, but it was crazy. It was crazy. So like I was seeing them, you know, up at like, we're seeing all the levels, like, yeah, you know, Aquila and Kershaker. Yeah, I was seeing them at like level 60s and then 70s. They were in the 70s by the time I wrapped everything up, which is really neat because I did transfer them off of Platinum before I restarted it, and they were like level 70s. So I was trying to remember. It's like, did I actually do anything more of that? I could have sworn I did, and sure enough, I did. But yeah, that was fun. But it was just neat discovering that. Like, I found all sorts of old files. Like, I'm a digital hoarder. I have so much stuff over the years. Just like old footage, which is really handy. Like, you know, a lot of people don't hold on to things, but I like to. Storage is cheap. You never know when you're going to need stuff. Like with the whole, you know, Cadoodle TV thing. It's like, hey, I have all my raw footage. I can change anything to make it kid-friendly. But, you know, if I got rid of it, it's like, well, about that. So that actually worked out really well. It's snowing like crazy in Ohio. Is it snowing there? I only got a few flakes today and yesterday. Not any meaningful amount. Like literally just for a few minutes at a time. But yeah, it seems like it's snowing a lot throughout like the Midwest. A little bit more southern than where I'm at. And then out in like the Northeast, East Coast, they're getting a bunch. Yeah, Alejandro. Yeah, I try to point out anything I can find. It's oftentimes I'll forget things, especially hidden items. Like those can be really hard to find on the spot, if that makes sense. But yeah, I always try to do that. I'm glad you like it though. Can I do a Sword and Shield Nuzlocke? I'm doing one and just caught an NK and immediately evolved it to Malamar. I'm not going to be doing any Nuzlocks or Wedlocks or stuff like that. Sorry. But I have plenty of other series on my channel if you enjoy those. That's just not the direction I'm going nowadays. Yeah, but it was really cool finding that platinum footage, because I remembered I had it. And then I also found footage from a challenge run I did way back, before Nuzlocks were even really a thing. I wanted to do a solo Bidoof / B-Barrel with no HM Pokemon other than just the one Bidoof. So I even had to manage my HM moves on it because it's doable. It's possible. It's hard, but it's possible. And low level too. I would have to keep level to an absolute minimum. So I'd have to like dodge trainers and stuff. It was really fun. It's all about using X items and stuff. It got easier as it went on, but the first 2 or 3 gym leaders are really tough. Do I have a favorite game of all time? Not like specifically, because a lot of it is what kind of a mood I'm in. But I really like Terraria. I really like, you know, Pokemon as a series. Like, that's pretty cool. I like Minecraft, of course. I mean, you know, Tetris Attack. That's also a classic in my book. Yo, thanks so much, Organist, for the $5 dues Australian, for about $3.82 US, saying, would you consider doing a vid on tweaking it all, even if it's separate from your Diamond post-game adventure? Such an interesting glitch, in my opinion. You know, probably not. Just I don't really want to risk any of my, like, save files and stuff on it. Like, I know there are ways I could do it without that, but I just don't. I don't know. It's kind of over the line, like, you know, one video that was an infamous one that I did was the Arceus video way back. And, you know, in a way, I kind of regret that just because it's like, I do like to stay within the lines. And I feel like that, the tweaking glitch kind of, it's interesting. But there's enough on YouTube about it already anyway that it's not like I'm really adding anything to it. I'm just showing my perspective, so I'd say if anyone's interested, they can look it up. It is kind of neat, but I just don't want to really do it myself. I like fighting games. I'm not really a fan of fighting games, to be honest. Not really my cup of tea. Grass is green and needs mowing soon? Yeah, I gotta get mine going pretty soon. Do I do mass transfers from Pokemon to Pokemon games or keep them in their original game? It depends. For challenge runs like Nuzlocke, I usually like to keep them as they are. Usually. I think I'm actually going to reset Emerald, though. Because I transferred Fries and stuff, so, I mean, you know, that's fully done. Like, I even did post-game in that. Which I don't usually do. But generally, I keep things where they are, because it's fine. But for my personal playthroughs, I'll oftentimes I will oftentimes like transfer them forward just so I can kind of keep completing my Pokedex over and over again. You have a drive or a push mower? It's a riding mower. I have multiple copies of each game to keep certain challenge save files. I have multiple copies of some games, so it's actually really fortunate nowadays because these are hard to get. But back in the, like Gen 4 and Gen 5 eras, even Gen 6 to some extent, although with digital copies it's way easier, but I actually have a lot of spare copies of those. So, okay, Gens 4 through 6, I would buy multiple copies of every game. So then I would have them available for video series, and this was before challenge runs, but I'd have them for video series, I'd have them for personal save files, and I'd have them for writing walkthroughs. So thankfully I had money at the time, which is really nice. So it's like, I'm just going to get them. So I have them. So that worked out really well. Like a few years later when I started doing challenge runs and stuff like, Nuzlocke, Wedlocks, etc. It's like, hey, I have, I'd always get black and white, but I think I have 2 copies of black, which is cool. And I know I traded for some games too. I used to trade cards for games, which is nice. That was pretty handy. I didn't get a lot of those, but like I got a few extra copies here and there. And then I somehow ended up with like 3 or 4 copies of platinum later on. It's weird, but it's great, So yeah, that's why I usually try to keep them where they are. It's like I already have another version for it. That's usually not a problem. But I know not everyone can do that, which, that's fine. And they're hard to get now. Getting, like, extra copies of stuff. That's oftentimes why I would pick a certain version. It's like, hey, I already have that, like, Soul Silver. Actually, I don't remember if I have a second copy of Soul Silver or not. I really don't know. Yeah, I remember really wanting the Conquer game before I found out it was going to be rated M. Like, I was excited. I love Conquer from Diddy Kong Racing. I know Banjo got his own game, so it's like, oh, Conquer's getting his game. And then I was like a kid back then, and I remember going to the video game rental store and seeing Conquer's Bad Fur Day, like, on the shelf. And I think I cried. I was so mad because I couldn't play rated M games, It's like, I wanted Conquer. I want my squirrel. I wanted his game. And, like, this just came out of left field. So, I was very sad. And I enjoyed it later on, but as a kid, it was just, like, heartbreaking. Pokemon TCG hard to get into? Getting cards nowadays is very hard. It's unfortunate. But as far as learning it, it's not too bad. There's a lot of like effects and stuff, but I'd say it's fairly simple compared to other TCGs. Like once you get the basics down, it's really not too bad. You can pick up theme decks, no problem. Like they might not be competitive, but if you have some friends, you can pick up some pre-built decks, and those are pretty nice. And you can just like play with those. And if you're worried about like weaknesses and stuff, because like the video games, there's weaknesses and resistances. And you could always just have like a house rule if you're playing with friends, like, hey, no weakness, no resistance. All right, that's fine. Like obviously that doesn't fly in tournaments, but for theme decks, otherwise it's like, oh, it's a fire deck and a water deck. I wonder which one I'll pick. Bought a white 2, or just bought white 2 a week ago. Watching your video series on how to get me through the game. The game cost me well over $100. Ouch! I'm so glad I have few copies of black 2 and white 2. Oh man. Well, I should probably get going, to be honest. It's getting a little late. I think we got most of the stuff done, which is good. Answered a bunch of questions. Got a chance to kind of talk about my stuff. Are you going to be in the TRG Coliseum this year? And if so, are you having your own game segment again? I really do wish the event the best. I will not be participating in it this year. I'm not going to go into why or reasons, but again, I wish them all the best. And I'm certain it'll be a good time. So that, I believe, is May 7th through the 9th. So be sure to check that out over at twitch.tv/ProtonJohn, I believe, on those dates. But yeah, I'm not doing anything for it this year. Like Pokemon, but I don't know if I'd be willing to spend over $100 for it. I would. I mean, you saw that giant substitute plush. That cost me over $100 for sure. But it's, you know. I would. I don't even know how many thousands of dollars I've spent on Pokemon over the years. That's the sad thing. I mean, it's not bad. I've gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it. It's not as expensive of a hobby as a lot of people. A lot of people's hobbies, like, you know, man, I tell you, I'm glad I'm not into, like, sports cars and stuff like that. Even computers, like, I spend a bit on my computers, but, like, some people upgrade them literally every year. I'm like, how do you do that? All right, but anyway, like I was saying, I think it is time for me to get on out of here. It's weird. Message deleted by the Google moderator team. Don't even think it was that bad. Like, I remember seeing the message. I don't know what the heck happened there. YouTube chat, I tell you, it's crazy. It wasn't a bad message. I don't know what the heck. YouTube watching. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, if this is my last stream, yikes. No, I don't think it is. It's just weird. I haven't seen that message before. Usually it says, like, you know, message deleted or something like that, or message removed. This one specifically said, message deleted by the Google moderator team. Strange. Yeah, no, I saw that comment, Alejandro. I remember, like, you didn't say anything objectionable. I don't know what the heck that was all about. That's so weird. That's crazy. Huh. Well, it wasn't me, for the record. Oh well. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoy. Hopefully, I will have more news to tell you as far as updates on the site. Things are finally starting to kind of cool down as far as, you know, workload and stuff goes, which is great. Like, it's been just a busy 2 months, you know, but we got the YouTube video series going. Like, it's pretty smooth sailing from here on out. Like, if the evolution video was the last hard video I had to do, because it required a lot of details to get right, but, you know, everything else, it's like, okay, find some cool overclock remix songs and then you're good. And, you know, then I'll be able to work on the website again. So I'm looking forward to giving you the Ampharos report again on a weekly basis, you know. And like I said, I have some cool things kind of planned, things that'll really kick it into overdrive for the summer, which will be nice, at least hopefully. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you next week for the last stream of the month. Oh, man. Oh, and let me remember to say thank you for the Pearl supporters over on Patreon and the Shiny Big Service members here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Otomachi Una 597, The Loof, and Aperture. Thank you so much for the support. Really do appreciate it. That is awesome. We'll do the supporter wall. Oh, we get to do that next month or next week for this month. That's exciting. Man, this month flew by, I tell you. Flew by. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week, everyone. Aw, yeah, see you next time.